Sometimes, the truth doesn't arrive with proof. It arrives with silence. And sometimes, silence hurts more than any confession. What if I told you that behind the smiles, behind the filters, behind the fame, someone is breaking quietly? Social media woke up today to a rumor that shook everything. A rumor so heavy, it made fans stop scrolling. Tamar Braxton, pregnant. And not just that, the name attached to it? Mendeecees. But here's where it gets painful. When Yandy Smith was asked about it, she didn't scream. She didn't deny. She didn't fight back. She just paused. And that pause felt louder than words. It felt like a confirmation no one was ready for. Fans started replaying Tamar's recent photos, the loose outfits, the quiet glow, the sudden disappearance. And with every replay, hearts started sinking. Because if this is true, then this isn't just gossip. This is betrayal. This is heartbreak. This is a story of love, loss, and choices that destroy families. And the most painful part? No one is speaking. No one is clearing the air. Just rumors, and a silence that's breaking people emotionally. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear next might change how you see all of them, forever. The world of celebrity isn't always what it seems. Behind the flashing cameras, the red carpets, and the smiles for the public, there's a quiet world that rarely makes headlines. A world filled with whispered secrets, unspoken truths, and heartbreaks no one dares to tell. And today, we're about to step into one of those moments. It all started with a rumor, simple, yet heavy enough to shake the very foundation of what fans believed. Tamar Braxton, one of the most beloved voices in reality TV, allegedly pregnant. But it wasn't just the news itself that caught everyone's attention. It was the weight of it, the emotions it stirred, and the name attached to this story, Mendeecees. People everywhere paused. Social media feeds stopped scrolling. Comments froze mid-typing. Because suddenly, what seemed like just another celebrity story became something that could break hearts. Then came Yandy Smith, stepping into this storm. Everyone looked to her for answers, for clarity, but instead of confirmation or denial, there was silence. And silence, in a world so loud and exposed, speaks volumes. It's the kind of silence that makes people gasp, the kind that sends chills down your spine, the kind that makes your chest tighten because somewhere deep inside, you know the truth might be too painful to face. Fans started dissecting Tamar's recent appearances. Every detail suddenly mattered. A loose dress? Maybe she was hiding something. A carefully chosen photo angle? Could it be a subtle reveal? The sudden absence from social media? A deliberate choice to retreat, to protect a secret the world wasn't ready for. Every clue fueled speculation, every pause added weight, and every reaction from those around her became a piece of the puzzle no one could ignore. And then the whispers grew louder. Friends, insiders, even strangers on the internet began piecing together a story. One that was heartbreakingly complicated. Because if Tamar was indeed pregnant, the dynamics of this triangle, Yandy, Tamar, and Mendeecees, would ignite a storm unlike anything the reality TV world had seen. Fans imagined the tension, the unspoken confrontations, the heartbreak behind closed doors. Every new photo, every subtle social media post, suddenly felt like a breadcrumb leading deeper into the drama. What makes this story so devastating isn't just the celebrity gossip or the shock factor. It's the human element, the emotional weight. Imagine the vulnerability of being in the public eye while carrying a life that's linked to someone else's past. Imagine the scrutiny, the judgment, the endless comments dissecting every move. Imagine the quiet moments when you just want to cry, but the world is watching, recording, analyzing. That's the reality hidden behind the headlines, and it's raw. Then came the heartbreak for the fans. For those who loved Tamar, who cheered for her every step of the way, the possibility of this truth hit like a punch to the gut. It wasn't just gossip anymore, it was a story that made hearts ache. They watched every interview, every appearance, every post, searching for validation or relief. And yet, all they found was more uncertainty. More silence. More questions without answers. The social media storm intensified. Twitter threads exploded. Instagram comments flooded in. Is it true? People asked. How could this happen? Wondered others. But amidst the chaos, one thing became clear. The emotional impact of this story was massive. It wasn't just about Tamar or Mendeecees or Yandy anymore. It was about everyone who had invested their emotions into this world, who felt connected to these people in ways that were inexplicable but undeniable. And through it all, the most haunting part remains: no one has officially spoken. Not Tamar. Not Mendeecees. Not Yandy. Just a silence so loud that it screams through the screens of millions. It's a silence that makes people wonder, makes people feel, and makes people ache in ways no simple rumor could ever achieve. Because this story, this scenario, it's more than gossip. It's heartbreak. It's tension. It's an emotional roller coaster that fans can't get off of. And as we dive deeper into the unfolding drama, the stakes only get higher. Stay tuned, because what comes next isn't just another rumor. It's a story that could change how the world sees these three people forever. And when the truth finally surfaces, the shock, the heartbreak, and the emotional devastation will be unlike anything you've ever witnessed. The moment social media caught wind of the rumor, it felt like the world had paused. Every notification became a heartbeat. Every mention of Tamar's name carried weight. Fans didn't just scroll, they felt. They felt the tension, the unspoken pain, the invisible weight pressing down on someone they admired. And then the storm started. Tweets flooded in, Instagram stories exploded, and even fan forums were buzzing like never before. Did Yandy confirm it? People asked. How is Tamar coping? Wondered others. The collective anxiety was palpable. Every comment, every speculation, every repost was a piece of a puzzle that no one could fully see yet. The internet dissected every single public moment of Tamar in recent months. Her interviews, once light-hearted and confident, were now analyzed for subtle hints, hidden gestures, or signs of stress. Fans noticed the faint change in her tone, the way she avoided certain questions, the way she smiled with a hint of sadness that seemed to hide a deeper story. Every small detail became evidence to those desperate to understand the truth. Then came the whispers of Mendeecees. His name alone added a layer of intensity. Because this wasn't just about Tamar's private life anymore. This was about a triangle that involved history, love, and controversy. Fans began imagining scenarios, conversations behind closed doors, silent confrontations, and emotional struggles that no one outside their inner circle could truly understand. The heartache seemed endless. Yandy's role in all of this added fuel to the fire. Her silence, her subtle reactions, her presence in interviews, it was as if every word she didn't say screamed louder than any statement ever could. People began debating, analyzing, theorizing. Did she know more than she let on? Was this her way of protecting someone, or was she subtly confirming what the fans feared? Every gesture became a headline, every pause became a viral moment, and the gossip spiraled out of control. The emotional toll on fans was real. For many, Tamar was more than a celebrity. She was someone whose struggles, victories, and moments of vulnerability resonated deeply. And now, the possibility of her carrying Mendeecees' child added a layer of heartbreak that made people ache. It wasn't just curiosity anymore. It was empathy, worry, and sorrow all wrapped into one. The drama didn't stop at speculation. Videos of Tamar's recent appearances went viral, every frame scrutinized. People noticed subtle changes in her expressions, the way she interacted with cameras, even the way she held herself. Some fans were convinced they could see a pregnancy glow, while others debated whether it was merely imagination fueled by rumor. Every post, every photo, every move became a story, a chapter in a narrative that the public was desperately piecing together. And as if the emotional intensity wasn't enough, the fan theories exploded. Some believed Yandy's silence was a confirmation, others thought it was a protective gesture, and a few speculated it was all stage drama to grab attention. The clash of opinions made the internet a battlefield, with emotions running higher than ever. People argued, cried, laughed nervously, and even posted personal messages of support for Tamar. It was a collective emotional roller coaster. What made this moment truly devastating was the human element. Imagine being under the relentless gaze of millions while facing life-changing news. Imagine trying to process a secret so personal while the world watches, judges, and speculates. Imagine the silent heartbreak of someone you admire, and realizing that the reality is probably far more painful than any headline or viral clip could ever capture. And through all of this, the story remained incomplete. No official statements. No public acknowledgement. Just silence. A silence that spoke louder than words, that carried the weight of emotions too heavy to express. Fans felt the tension like a physical ache, a reminder that real people live behind the celebrity personas. People who experience love, heartbreak, confusion, and fear just like everyone else. But the internet doesn't wait. It thrives on anticipation, on speculation, on drama. And with each passing hour, the rumors grew. Every tweet, every story, every post became a small explosion, adding to a wildfire of gossip and emotional intensity that showed no signs of dying down. It was viral, it was heartbreaking, and it was impossible to ignore. As the storm continues, one thing is clear: the world is watching. Everyone is waiting. Every silence, every gesture, every subtle hint is dissected, analyzed, and discussed. And the deeper truth, whatever it may be, carries with it heartbreak, tension, and a raw emotional intensity that transcends simple gossip. Because this isn't just a story. This is life, played out under the harshest, most public spotlight imaginable. The next moments, the next revelations, the next confirmations, they will not just make headlines. They will make hearts ache. They will leave fans speechless. And as we continue to unravel this story, the emotional weight, the heartbreak, and the drama only grows stronger. Stay with us, because what comes next is a truth so intense, so shocking, and so emotionally charged that it could change everything you thought you knew about Tamar, Mendeecees, and Yandy, forever. And now, we reach the point where the story doesn't just shock you, it sits heavy in your chest. The kind of story that makes you pause mid-scroll, that makes your heart ache for someone you've never met in person, yet somehow feel connected to. Tamar, Mendeecees, and Yandy, their names alone carry weight now, but the emotions behind them? Those are untouchable, unspoken, and raw. Imagine being in Tamar's shoes for a moment. The world sees the glam, the talent, the success, but behind all of that, there's a storm. A storm of rumors. A storm of curiosity. A storm of judgment. And worst of all, a storm of silence. Every whisper on social media, every speculation from fans, every subtle look in an interview, it's all magnified 1,000 times. And while millions speculate, imagine how it must feel to carry such a personal truth quietly, knowing the world is waiting for your reaction. Yandy's silence adds layers to this emotional roller coaster. Her words, or lack thereof, are dissected with surgical precision by fans, leaving everyone wondering, did she know something? Was she trying to protect Tamar? Or was it something no one is ready to hear? Her role, whether intentional or accidental, has made this story explode, reaching viral heights that no one could have predicted. And then there's Mendeecees. Even his mere association with this rumor adds unimaginable tension. Fans imagine private conversations, conflicts behind closed doors, moments of confusion, hurt, and heartbreak. The thought alone is enough to leave people on edge, emotionally invested in a story they cannot control but cannot stop following. Social media has become a reflection of this chaos. Tweets fly like fire, Instagram comments pile up, and YouTube discussions reach emotional extremes. Fans debate, they argue, they cry, they rage, all over a story that has no confirmed answers yet. And in every post, every thread, every conversation, one thing is clear. The emotional impact is real, intense, and unavoidable. But here's the tragic beauty of it. None of this is just about gossip. It's about the human experience behind fame. The vulnerability. The heartbreak. The impossible choice of living life under a microscope, where every personal moment could become viral content overnight. The truth, whatever it may be, isn't just a headline, it's a storm of emotions that affects real people with real feelings. Now, fans are left in limbo. Every new clip, every subtle post from Tamar, every interaction on social media is dissected for meaning. The silence itself has become a character in this drama, and it speaks louder than any confirmation ever could. People feel the tension, the suspense, the heartbreak, all from screens hundreds or thousands of miles away. And yet, the emotional resonance is undeniable. The most striking part of this saga is how it has brought people together. Complete strangers are sharing opinions, debating, comforting each other, and reacting with empathy to someone they have never met. And that's the power of emotionally charged storytelling. It transcends gossip. It becomes connection, emotion, and human experience. As we continue to follow this story, the stakes only get higher. Every subtle glance, every interview, every cryptic comment could reveal a new layer of truth. And fans remain glued, hearts in throats, waiting for the moment when silence will no longer speak and when clarity, whether joyful or heartbreaking, finally arrives. So here's where you come in. This is your moment to be part of the story. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe the rumors? Do you think Yandy knew more than she let on? How do you think Tamar and Mendeecees are handling this privately? Every comment adds to the conversation, every opinion becomes part of the fan narrative, and every emotional reaction matters. Because this isn't just gossip anymore. It's a story that captures hearts. It's a storm of emotions, heartbreak, and viral intensity that is impossible to ignore. And as the drama continues to unfold, one thing is certain. When the truth finally comes out, it will not just be news. It will be an emotional earthquake, felt by fans across the world. Stay tuned. Watch every move. Feel every emotion. Share every reaction. Because this story, this heartbreak, this suspense, is far from over. And when the world finally knows the truth, the reactions, the shock, the tears, and the heartbreak will be unforgettable. Comment below, share your thoughts, and let your emotions be part of this story. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next chapter is coming, and it's going to shake the world in ways you cannot even imagine. Now, before we move forward, we need to pause for a moment, because this story isn't just gossip, it's a whirlwind of emotions, heartbreak, and secrets that could change everything. And we want you to be part of this conversation. Have you ever felt completely shocked by a rumor? Heartbroken for someone you've never met? That's exactly what's happening right now with Tamar, Mendeecees, and Yandy. Every twist, every pause, every reaction carries weight, and your opinion matters. We want to hear it. Drop a comment below and tell us what you think. Do you believe the rumors? Or is this just another internet frenzy? How do you feel about Yandy's silence, Tamar's reactions, or the possibility of Mendeecees being involved? Don't hold back, your voice is part of this story too. Every comment adds a layer to the discussion, every thought becomes part of the fan narrative, and every reaction matters. Share this video with your friends, your gossip groups, anyone who loves drama and emotional intensity. Let them feel the shock, the heartbreak, and the suspense just like you did. Let them join the conversation, debate, and speculate. Because the more we talk, the more alive this story becomes. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because this story isn't over yet. There are more twists, more drama, and more emotional moments coming your way. We'll bring you every update, every reaction, and every viral moment as it happens. So, comment, share, subscribe, and stay connected. Be part of this emotional journey. Be part of the conversation. Because the next chapter could be the biggest shock of all, and you don't want to miss it.